The Final Frontier, Why the Family Had to Fall. Welcome to the Dissolving the Family Structure series. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11-time published author, and I want to begin this series with complete transparency. What you're about to hear is not casual information. These are not surface-level theories. This is the collapse of the final human institution, the family. And we are not here to entertain. We are here to uncover, piece by piece, how the family is being dismantled by design. Let me be very clear from the beginning. The topics in this series are heavy. Some will confront your beliefs. Others may trigger memories. Some may raise questions you're not ready to ask, or stir feelings you didn't know were still buried. That's intentional. But it also means you need to protect your mind and spirit while watching. So here is my formal disclaimer. Pace yourself. Use discernment. Seek help if you need it. This series is intended for mature, grounded viewers only. It is not therapy, and it is not medical advice. It is investigative commentary and spiritual reflection. I hold zero liability for how you receive or respond to this material. Watch when you are ready, not when you are fragile. This series is about reconstruction after demolition, but demolition must come first. Now let's begin. The family is not just a group of people living in the same house. It's not just a mom and dad raising kids. The family is the last autonomous system that has not yet been digitized, privatized, or centralized under state or AI control. And that makes it dangerous to those who want full-spectrum dominance of the human experience. The family resists algorithmic capture. The father provides physical and moral protection. The mother nurtures and emotionally codes the next generation. Together, they form a polarity, two distinct energies that create stability, identity, and spiritual grounding for the child. And that structure is the final frontier of resistance in a society that wants full compliance. If you want to control a civilization, you start by breaking the bonds that protect people from dependence. First, you divide the genders. Then, you weaken the role of the father. Then you turn motherhood into a function instead of a sacred calling. Finally, you replace the entire system with digital surrogates. Apps, algorithms, welfare programs, school policies, and ideological narratives designed to override what the home once taught. This series explores how all of that has happened, and how it's still happening right now, often disguised as progress. In video 1, we'll open with a deep dive into how past regimes like the Soviet Union and Maoist China targeted the family structure, and how today's governments and tech giants are doing the same, just in softer packaging. Marriage is taxed, parenting is regulated, values are outsourced. The nuclear family is being portrayed as obsolete, when in truth, it's our final defense against total programming. Video 2 breaks open the stats they don't want you to see. 85% of prisoners come from fatherless homes, 71% of high school dropouts, 90% of runaway children. But instead of treating this as a national emergency, our culture incentivizes single motherhood and removes men from the household through laws, welfare, and media shaming. In video 3, we follow the paper trail, how policy has shaped the rise of broken homes, no-fault divorce, family court bias, housing and child support systems that reward father removal. It's not dysfunction, it's design. Video 4 pulls back the curtain on the gender war, how media weaponizes masculinity and femininity, turning men and women against each other, erasing polarity, and flattening the human energy system. Masculinity is called toxic. Femininity is called weak. What's left is confusion, resentment, and broken homes. By video 5, we explore what happens next. Children no longer raised by parents, but by screens, by Google, by AI-driven schools. The digital mother replaces nurturing with programming. The post-family state becomes the new guardian. At that point, the family is gone, and function replaces connection. Then we'll get surgical. In video 6, we show how smart devices, apps, and virtual assistants are being embedded into childhood development. Toddlers now say, "Hey Google," before they say, "Mama." These aren't tools. They're replacements. The tech industry isn't supporting parenting. It's replacing it. Video 7 brings the biotech into focus. Artificial wombs, lab-grown embryos, synthetic milk. If reproduction becomes a laboratory function, the mother is no longer biologically necessary. This isn't sci-fi. It's already happening. When birth is outsourced to machines, motherhood ends. But we're not just here to show you collapse. In video 8, we'll explore how real families are fighting back. Homeschooling, fatherhood mentorship, marriage renewal. These are not old-fashioned ideas. They're revolutionary in a world that wants you to forget who you are, where you came from, and what real human connection looks like. But we're going deeper still. In video 9, we ask the ultimate question. What's the endgame? What happens when families are gone, genders erased, and all reproduction controlled? The answer: a programmable, dissociated human species. No legacy, no polarity, no divine imprint, just compliance. Video 10 exposes the fallout on men. The rise of the gender-neutral male. Leadership shamed, aggression pathologized, drive medicated. A generation of boys is retreating from reality, escaping into video games, porn, and fantasy, because the world no longer honors what they were made to become. Video 11 is about the children. What happens to the soul of a child raised without structure, gender roles, or rooted identity? They become dissociated, confused, easy to influence. Identity becomes a costume, picked from a shelf instead of grown from the soil of family, faith, and guidance. We'll also step into the sacred. Video 12 frames the family not just as a social tool, but a heavenly mirror. Father, mother, child, God, spirit, creation. Destroy that image, and you destroy humanity's reflection of the divine. That's why this system is being targeted. Not because it's outdated, but because it's holy. In Video 13, we revisit the concept of marriage as covenant, not contract. A sacred bond that once protected the soul. Now degraded to paperwork and prenuptial deals, the foundation of unity has been turned into a liability. The result? Chaos, confusion, collapse. Video 14 addresses the homes where God is no longer the head. These aren't just broken families, they're spiritual orphanages. Even with two parents, homes without alignment fall apart. Children chase guidance in TikTok therapists and AI chatbots because no one ever gave them a spiritual anchor. And Video 15 will remind you that before temples were built, the home was the first altar. It was where values were taught, stories were told, and identity was shaped. That altar has been replaced by television, tablets, and apps. And with it, morality collapsed. Video 16 follows the bloodlines. Why are legacy, heritage, ancestry, and family names being erased? Because generational power is real. And when you erase the roots, the tree becomes easy to cut. And finally, in Video 17, we'll confront a sobering reality. Yes, love who you want. But no, it doesn't come without consequence. Non-reproductive unions may be valid in love, but they also contribute to the collapse of human propagation. That isn't judgment. That's math. That's structure. That's the system unraveling. This is not about turning back time. It's about asking, what are we evolving into? Because right now, we're not evolving. We're being edited, restructured, divided, neutered. And unless we recognize the spiritual architecture of family and the war that's been waged against it, we will raise generations with no home, physically or spiritually. So pace yourself, watch when you're strong, and remember, you are not crazy. You are not alone. You're just finally seeing the system for what it is. This is the Dissolving the Family Structure series, and we are just getting started. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones, the replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.